Weddings are a time for joy and celebration, but more significantly, they are a special occasion that everyone in attendance will remember. The couple's preferences and whims determine some weddings are more distinctive than others. However, one Canadian couple from Kitchener demonstrated that a wedding can become distinctive when you least expect it. Ontario residents Clayton and Brittany Cook just exchanged vows in September 2017. After the ceremony, they continued on to the next part of their day, shooting wedding pictures by a charming bridge before moving on to their reception. When Brittany turned around at one point, Clayton was gone, and she questioned what had occurred. It turns out that he had witnessed the makings of a tragedy right before his eyes and was desperate to prevent it from happening. Clayton had observed a few kids playing by the pond as the couple was posing. He made careful to keep an eye on everything, but when he noticed that one young boy had fallen into the pond and was unable to swim, he immediately jumped in to save him. Fortunately, the incident was handled quickly, and the small boy in the pond was able to leave unharmed. According to their Facebook page, Hat Photography, a Newfoundland-based business that specializes in creative lifestyle documentary photography, was founded by Darren Hat and was there to witness the remarkable occurrence. Darren gave his recollection of the day in an exclusive interview with a Post. Darren Hat exclusively revealed in a message to the Post editorial staff that he was snapping pictures of the couple after their ceremony and before they made their way to their celebration. When the bride called out to Clayton, who was already helping the youngster, he responded, "I was taking pictures of the bride alone, very much the same shot that was duplicated in the painting, which I acquired from some random individual on the internet." As he turned around to face him, he was already yanking the tiny guy out of the water, the man said. Fortunately, Clayton was only partially submerged in the water, unlike the young boy, and he didn't bother to dry anything off afterwards. Darren noted that despite this, their photo shoot was not at all hampered after that. "We kept taking pictures until it was time for dinner. I avoided using any damp clothes later by keeping photos above the belt." The resulting images are incredibly breathtaking, and Darren's picture of the bride even inspired someone to paint it. It goes without saying that Darren, the bride, and the groom will all remember this wedding as one of the best ones yet. Since so many people all across the world were moved by what Clayton had done, it probably comes as no surprise that the photographs immediately went viral. As Clayton explained to BBC News, "These kids were following us for a few minutes, and I was simply keeping an eye on them because they were standing close to the water. Then, as Brittany was having her solo photos taken, I noticed that there were just two people on the rock ledge," he recalled, recalling the incident. Added he, "I observed the youngster fighting to maintain his head above water. I then jumped to the ground." Clayton noticed that there were only two lads on dry land, as opposed to the three he had previously seen, yet he was unable to see how he entered the water. "I observed the youngster fighting to maintain his head above water. I then leaped down at that moment. He was okay once I simply pulled him out," he clarified. Brittany told CTV News that she fell in love with Clayton and wanted to spend the rest of her life with him because of what he did, since it was simply who he was. "To me, that's Clay. He would just naturally carry it out. We were destined to be there," she said, almost like fate. Thankfully, the boy did not have any negative effects from what transpired, besides possibly being scared up a little. Everyone involved will undoubtedly remember this day forever. Thousands of people observed Clayton's actions and applauded his quick thinking, thanks to Darren Hat's stunning photography, which highlights being in the right place at the right time. What is the most bizarre thing you've ever seen or heard a bride or groom do right before getting married? Do you recall any enjoyable wedding-related events? Please share your tales with us, and please tell your loved ones about this.